Hello, hello. Welcome, Million Mom Movement community. We are here at Fierce Friday. So it's now July 21st, 2023, and it is the weekend of Diamond Club, which is a really exciting time for our community. We get to honor leaders who've really made a bold statement in their life to choose this lifestyle and to share it on with people and to really stand up for the leadership that's required of the movement that we have with our activism. So the Million Mom Movement's the activism arm. So we bring people on every week, and we invite you to bring more people on every week to really share in our information, our empowerment, and our education. So today we get to tap into what is our head to toe with our products, which is the more refined version of our lifestyle. And I'm really excited to be able to drop into that a little bit more deeply. And truly, the mark of a leader is the willingness to stick with a bold course of action. It's an unconventional business strategy with our network marketing business strategy, and it's a unique product development roadmap for everybody to just adapt and lock and load. It is a bit controversial, but we are the pioneers of the organic superfood movement that's called Purium. Purium Premium puts together this amazing, incredible movement that David Sandoval and Amy Venner have coalesced for all of us. And even as the rest of the world wonders why we're not marching to their step, we're marketing our brand of health and wellness, which is making healthy much cooler by telling you the truth of how we can stand up to the status quo. And real leaders are people who are willing to pioneer, and they understand that in the era of hyper competition and nonstop disruption of marketing, the only way to stand out from the crowd is to do something really special. So that's what we get to do in the Million Mom Movement. We get to stand up for what's good and right in the world and really bringing you back to Mother Earth. And that's our products. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen and sharing with you a blog that was created by corporate and was updated most recently. And it's about our head to toe. So, and then we're going to pass it over to Naeva to then also take us to Diamond Club Live and share with us a little bit about how these leaders are coming together and what our movement is really about for them. Let me just share screen. Here we go. So my friends, so you're my Million Mom Movement family. And when I was talking to you about the refinement of our lifestyle, you can find a little bit more deeply here some product information. And this is a blog, and I put into the chat. So you can follow along with me. Actually, just save it to your device and make sure to share it on. And I challenge you to share it on with at least 3 to 5 people today, so that they can see that if you've already gotten them into transforming their health, their gut health, with the ultimate lifestyle transformation, which is an incredible lifestyle that we all recommend people to start out with, we then move into maintaining with a daily core 4. So what is the ultimate lifestyle transformation? It's a permanent lasting change model. And it's a protocol that starts with really 90 days, but you could start with a month, 1 month. And that really does focus on gut health and glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, the detoxification of that. It does take 6 weeks for 74% of the glyphosate, the active ingredient Roundup, to be removed from the microbiome. And then we go into the deeper repair with the villi, which is the absorbing a component of our gut. And with this, you can start with any one of these ULTs, and they get you on the track for creating these healthy habits. Now, you can see so many benefits from them because you're going to be flooding your body with organic cellular nutrition. And with this, you'll increase your energy, you'll activate cellular detoxification. So yes, it's glyphosate, but so are other man-made ingredients that we are exposed to every day in our environment that we need to detox daily. So as we take showers from the outside, we need to think about daily detoxificating from the inside. So an internal bath, an internal shower of our organs through creating and building healthy blood. You'll reduce unhealthy fats, create lean muscle, eliminate glyphosate, and repair the gut microbiome. And this definitely leads into greater detoxification, elimination, deeper sleep, which I know a lot of us can benefit from. And that's really when the cellular repair happens. And then the mood and the decrease of this hypersensitive, hyperstimulated nervous system that we can enter into by starting this program. And the daily core 4 is how we recommend people to then follow up and maintain. So this core 4 is an incredible follow-up because it's swapping out 1 meal a day, while the ULT swaps out 2 meals a day. And so the Purium head to toe, we always recommend that you transform first with gut health. And then you might even want to look at this as you start your ULT, because head to toe, see here, it's transform, maintain, and refine. So what are you refining? Your body's performance based on different systems. So your brain and how it focuses on supporting mental clarity and assisting memory, cognition, and alertness. It aids in neuroception function. And Revive It All is our product for refinement. Superxanthin, which is excellent for this time of year. It's our clinically proven way to focus on eye health, and also it combats free radical damage with powerful carotenoids and antioxidants. And along with supporting eye health, it also supports UVB protection by holding the melanin in your skin. While these days you may have seen or read a lot of different articles saying how sunscreen is really bad for us. And so this is why I mentioned this for our summer. It's excellent for summer. Then our heart aid, it supports healthy circulation. It supports healthy response to inflammation, and it aids in healthy circulatory systems in our organs. This is one of my favorites because I've been a massage therapist for 24 years, but healthy joints. Joint health, it supports connective tissue and injury recovery. So also inflammatory response to pain, as well as inflammation. And this definitely aids in mobility and flexibility. For our adrenal support, so this supports energy, strength and endurance and vitality, and a healthy response to stress. So if you look at these different products here, and if you are working directly with clients who are transforming their gut health and really need that support for that list of benefits that come with the ULT, you might have these clients who need these products as well. And you're going to be able to then share this blog post. Now, when you go through here, there's a list. And what I wanted to take you through is our website, ishoppurium.com. What I love about this site, and it's constantly being updated. For anyone, I'm studying Chinese herbology, you go into videos and more, and you go into suggested ingredients and product benefits. So just let's look at the ingredients, and it takes you through what is here. But I love that they have a fact sheet. So as you go into how can I help more clients with their brain health, and biohacking and is really popular right now, and how can we create stronger energy, vigor, mental clarity? Well, Revive It All has a really incredible formula. And I love down below, David Sandoval, our formulator, he stumbled across the synergistic combination of herbs and he made it better. He wanted to make it more potent. So this article explains, and there's the articles here, how through the acetyl L-carnitine and the alpha lipoic acid, they work together in tandem to reverse the clock of aging for brain health, helping to energize users and polish your mental clarity. And you definitely feel it when using it over time. I've been with this company now for 9 years. I have been utilizing all these products for my clients, and I've seen such incredible results through testimonials. But what I love is that they have so much education about the individual ingredients and how they work in tandem with one another. Let's see, that's just one example. And sometimes people don't utilize this amazing page. And I think that we do need to more. And here's a blog. So that's the blog that was referenced. And then when you go into Superxanthin, Renew Skin, Hair, Nails, Heart Aid, Joint Flex, Be Energetic, they all have their really special air. And I wanted to point more brand partners to these, because if you are representing the company and helping more people to learn how to utilize it, the best way is for you to look at the resources and you going into this and really opening up these links. There's tips on post-workout recovery tips that includes the Superxanthin, because this used to actually be well, it's still an athlete's pack, but this is such a great product separate from even just being an athlete. Yes, it does definitely flush lactic acid, so that if you are working out and you want to prevent injury, how do you do that? Well, you tear muscle, and then, or you stress your body and you create lactic acid naturally. So to flush it out while you're working out the next day and the following day to build to a certain goal, this is a really great pairing. So they also suggest pairing. So if you are learning more about our product line, you're new here as a brand partner, it's really great to understand how they work synergistically with the core four. Yeah, understanding the benefits. And always tune in at 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday, because Dave or Amy goes into the products more specifically, which I love. And that really allows you to hear direct from corporate, our company, our formulators, really what these products can do and how to use them, how to utilize them, and why the products were even created and formulated in the first place. And as you can see, these foil packages, they're actually biodegradable resin that are non-plastic. So we're a plastic-free company. Primarily, and some of them are in hemp bags, but these are containing these incredible herbs, and you can trust that no chemicals that are man-made are touching these pure herbs. And I know that's how we can stand alone. We stand alone by our education, our empowerment, and to teach you why in this world of toxicity that we live in, how even the container that it's that's holding product supplements, it's important. And we walk our walk with making a difference, Yes, it's taken us years to switch 100%, to plastic free, but we're here. We've made it, guys. So I'm always celebrating you and the health coaching that you're providing for your networks and families, because we want to be here in the Million Mom Movement to support how to move to the standard American diet, to the Radiance Activated Devotion. And how can we devote deeper to our own needs? Well, that's Sad to Rad, by the way. We have a great episode on our Million Mom Movement YouTube channel for that. But this is part of Sad to Rad. We want to help you to activate your devotion to yourself, your self-care on more of a refined cellular basis for different organ systems. Many of us suffer from specific ailments and specific symptoms. And this is where, yes, absolutely focus on gut health. But while you're doing these herbs really complement what we're igniting in our bodies, which is cellular nutrition and gut health support. Okay, so I'm going to pass it back to Naiva. Naiva Flores, she's in LA. She is with us at Diamond Club. And Naiva, take us there. I'd love to hear your experience so far.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carmela, for going in depth with our head to toe products from Purium. And I've just arrived at Diamond Club. Lots of people are arriving today. I was really hoping to be able to present people in person, like in the room, but I realized that so many of us are still traveling to get here. I just happened to come a couple days early to be able to connect with some of my brand partners in the area and share these superfoods. And that's the beauty of this business is we can create and build our business anywhere we go. And create opportunities everywhere we go. We always meet new people. And so it's really exciting to be here. The energy is super high. People from corporate are setting up and making it super beautiful. So it's really exciting. I can't wait to see you all here this afternoon and over the weekend and just connect in person as we get to train together and learn together, which is what we're all about here in the community. So this is a great opportunity, and I'm so excited to go a little bit more in depth with our head to toe products. And we do have a few guests here today, but before we go into our guests, I did want to share some of the things that I had pulled up for our head to toe section, because there's so much at Purium that Carmela just covered some of our favorite head to toe products. And I'd love to also go into some of our favorite proteins because we all have to eat every day, right? So yes, we have some great items. And actually, I wanted to show you all, I have my superfoods with me. I travel everywhere I go, and you can get this cool bag when you get the juice bar in a bag. So that's really fun to travel with. I put everything in it. It actually creates lots of conversations when I have this bag with me and people see it and they're like, what's this juice bar in a bag? What's in your bag? I'm pulling things out on the airplane or at the airport and using these superfoods. Something that I want to share about flying, since there's so many people traveling today on airplanes, is I like taking the chlorella, the cracked cell chlorella. Sorry, it's all blurry because I have my blurred background, which helps to rid the heavy metals from the radiation that we get from the x-ray machines and from the airplanes and everything like that. And chlorella is one of my favorites, and my kids love it too. My 9-year-old son actually asks for it, and it's one of his favorites because he can chew it up and it makes his whole mouth green, and it's something that he loves to do. And chlorella has chlorella growth factor, which is amazing for kids. It helps them to grow, and it also helps our brains. It has a ton of omegas in it, which helps us, in our everyday cognitive thinking in our brain. And of course, for kids, it helps them with their brain and their growth. So that's one of my favorites. I also have my biomedic here, which I take every day, especially when I'm traveling, because I'm exposed to so many environmental toxins, so many things in my everyday life. On Kauai, we have really pure, fresh air for the most part by the ocean. But here, as I'm in the city and there's all the different pollutants, it's so important that I take my biomedic. And of course, sometimes I'm not able to find the organic quality food that I want to be consuming, which I've been lucky. I have found some really great places to eat here in the city that are organic, plant-based, and healthy, but there's still other environmental toxins that we have to be aware of. So I love taking my biomedic all the time with me. I did bring like my B energetics, really great for my adrenals, as well as just like a little pick me up if I'm feeling tired. I know that when I sit in our trainings for hours on end, I start to get a little bit drowsy. I don't know if this happens to you when you're listening to people talk and trainings and you're doing a lot of thinking. Sometimes our energy comes down a little bit. So I love having my bee energetic so that I can just pick up my energy really quickly with some bee pollen and white American ginseng and all the goodness that is in there. And there's so many more that I can go into, but I wanted to share some of our favorite proteins with you because, of course, we all have to eat every day. And something that I love to travel with is my protein. So in this bag, I have my dark berry protein, I have my family, Epigenius family, and I also have my appleberry power shake because those are like my favorite when I'm traveling, is to have a few different options on hand. I can mix and match them for different flavors, and I can also have enough to share with others. And then I also have some can't beat this and some cocoa hydrate with me just to have some other options to stay hydrated and to pick up my energy. So proteins are one of the most important nutrients for our body to function properly. And if you don't consume enough of them, you'll experience a decrease of mental capacity, lack of energy, decrease in collagen production, and decrease in muscle. So with that said, the quality of protein that you consume will also dramatically impact the life that you live. So if you're consuming low quality protein sources, as so many do, you might experience some of the negative things listed below. But in this blog, we're going to talk about some of our favorite proteins. So I actually also have my aminos right here. They're in the bag, which I take every single morning. And I also take them anytime I'm going to work out or go, expend physical energy, because it helps enhance your workout and you get twice the results for your workout. So these are absolutely incredible. And they're 100% pre-digested vegan protein tablets that help you to build lean muscle and burn fat without needing to exercise. So when you do exercise, you're just getting twice the benefits from your exercise. And they're also 99.5% of protein goes directly into your body compared to the 40 to 50% in traditional protein sources. So it's totally absorbed. It doesn't get digested. So for those of you doing intermittent fasting, the super aminos are also really great protein to include into your intermittent fasting protocol during your fasting period, because they are absorbed, not digested. So really fun fact about super amino 23. The next one is MVP Sport, another favorite protein, has tons of protein, 16 to 32 grams per serving, and it's all organic, vegan. It's from peas, pumpkin, and brown rice, and it tastes delicious. We have a huge assortment of flavor profiles for MVP Sport proteins with our chocolate as well as our vanilla. There's coffee, matcha, and chai flavors as well. So there's so much goodness to be had there. And you can go through the list of, whichever flavor profiles you like, or you can mix and match them and make your own flavors. Super Meal is another favorite. It's actually the one that I was introduced with almost 9 years ago now. And the great thing about our Super Meal is I really enjoy the vanilla chai one. My kids call it a liquid muffin. They asked me for their liquid muffin, and it really is. It tastes delicious, and it also is 7-in-1. So it's a weight loss formula as well as a protein drink, has a ton of fiber, lots of essential fatty acids, and super antioxidant as well as immune support. And it gives you a ton of energy. So if you just want an all-in-one while you're traveling or while you're on the go every day, running out the door, this is a really great one for everybody in the family. It tastes so good and it's delicious. And then we have our next flavor of the MVP family. But I want to go down here because many of us turn to coffee shops when we're traveling, or even when we're at home on our way somewhere. It's a habit that we have where we have to stop and grab a coffee. And so I love this coffee shop proteins because these ones are all flavors that we love, right? Most of us will stop at a coffee shop, and if we're not drinking coffee, we'll often grab either a matcha or a chai. If you know me, those are my go-tos, are matcha or chai if I go to a coffee shop. And so this is a great way to transition into healthier options, save money, and also get way healthier options, as well as get a ton of protein into your day. And so this will leave you feeling full and satiated, and it's a really healthy way to get not only your coffee drink in, but save money and help you feel full. And then my very favorite one is the Stark Berry protein. Like I mentioned, I have it with me now. This is one of our newest ones. It was our best-selling one in Europe, and we brought it over here because I was out at Dave Sandoval's Native Springs Oasis a couple years ago, and there happened to be a container of this from our European sister company, Platinum Health Products. And I discovered it there, and I asked Dave if I could try it. And so we drank it as a family with my husband and my kids, and we loved it. And so we had told Dave, like, if you brought this to our company here, like, how can we get this? And he was like, well, you can get it if you're in Europe. So we asked him to bring it here, and he did. He always responds to customers, what we're asking, the things that the demands that we're making as we've gone plastic free over the years, because that's what the community was encouraging and that's what we wanted. And so we've not only gone plastic free, but we also got to bring this incredible bestseller in Europe to the United States, to Purium Health Products. And so if you haven't tried this one yet, I highly suggest it. It helps with anti-aging. It helps to build natural collagen in your body. It has a ton of minerals, humic acids, it's plant sourced vitamin C, and it supports your collagen, it supports your memory, your focus, and your vascular integrity. So it's really satisfying and tasty. If you like a strawberry milkshake, this is the one for you. So I want to go ahead and pivot to some more of our head to toe, like Carmela was just covering, is some of our head to toe. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going through blogs that Purium has. So I want to encourage you all. These are all resources that we have at our fingertips that you can use as a resource for yourself and for your community. So you can easily just Google Purium and whatever keyword head to toe or whatever keyword you're looking for, and you'll be able to find these different resources. And we'll also be sharing all of these links into our Million Mom Movement official in our Facebook group. So if you haven't joined us there yet, go ahead and join us there so you can get the replay and get all of these links. So Purium head to toe, these are really great ones. Carmela touched on it a little bit. The Revividol is incredible for your brain health, and brain health is so important because we often, go through our days, we're eating food, we're drinking water, but are we really feeding our brain? And Revividol has so many great benefits. And so I just wanted to highlight and show you what we have access to. So most people think that neurotransmitters, the process in which chemicals in the body interact with our brain to help us function, only comes from the brain. They believe that once the brain got tired, our neurotransmission function becomes weaker. This is how some believe memory loss and brain-related issues come to life. But that's actually not the full picture. Brain health is affected by neurotransmitters and neuroreceptors. Neuroreceptors receive a neurotransmitter and determine what to do with it. From there, your body responds accordingly. So Dave compares these neuroreceptors to pennies. When you see a brand new penny, it's shiny. But after that penny is exchanged through monetary purchases, it starts to lose its shine. As it goes from customer to cashier to customer to cashier and so on, it bears wear and tear. If you were to look at the same penny a year later, it may look different, maybe darker, maybe a little rugged. So brain researchers found that they needed to help scrub these neurotransmitters clean to help overall brain function as we age. However, it is not an easy feat. The brain contains a blood-brain barrier that makes it hard for chemicals to enter. But of course, where there's a will, there's a way. So back in the early 2000s, Dave stumbled upon an article in the Reader's Digest, The End of All Aging. In the article, researchers theorized that a certain plant chemical combination may be able to help the brain in ways that pharmaceutical companies never could before. So what's that combination? Acetyl L-carnitine and alpha lipoic acid. Dave took the synergistic combination and made it into a more efficient with Revividol. So it's really easy to take. It's a herbal capsule, and you can just take it on a daily basis to help your neurotransmitters, help your brain function, help you to think faster and clearer. And we have all these resources ready for you in our blog. So we'll drop the links in the comments in just a minute, and you can grab them before you hop off the Zoom, or you can get them in our group. Superxanthin is another favorite. We've talked about this a lot recently. It's a great one for summertime. It protects your skin, but also protects your eyes. So this is a really great one to, as an everyday go-to, especially during the summertime where, the sun is brighter and we have to protect our eyes and our skin and our whole body. So this one also, is really great for people with diabetes. So I wanted to actually look at this highlight here. Dave spotlights the eyes as an issue. Diabetes can potentially lead to vision impairment. The fluid in our eyes is called humorous fluid, but believe us, this is not an issue to, if there is an issue with the flow of the fluid, there is nothing funny about the complications. Vision loss is a possible result. So cataracts, glaucoma, and macular degeneration can all lead to vision loss and possible blindness. And superxanthin is great for eye health because superxanthin contains a powerful antioxidant called astaxanthin. And astaxanthin is a carotenoid that gives salmon and crabs their reddish color. So in addition to protecting the body from oxidative stress, the ingredients in super xanthan may support protection from harmful UVA and UVB rays from the sun. So it actually helps against the sun and sunburn, but it also protects you from cold and frostbite. So if you're in a cold part of the climate, this is also an amazing product to take during the winter time to help you to not get as cold, which is pretty incredible. That's how fish, crabs, fish, lobsters, all those things, salmon, when they take the astaxanthin, it's a seaweed, it's red marine algae. And when they eat it, it helps protect them, and if they're in the northern waters where the waters are frozen, there's icebergs, then they actually are protected from that frozen water. It helps protect and insulate them, which is pretty incredible. I also wanted to share more about eye health because eye health is so important. There's so many of us that are losing our eyesight as we age, and there's so much that we can share on this topic. And so I just wanted to share these different things. We're so often staring at screens all day in today's digital world, so that's a huge impacting factor. Some people smoke. Smoke is not good for your eyesight as well. Not wearing glasses when you need them can also, especially sunglasses when you're out in the sun, rubbing your eyes often. And what is most important is eating the rainbow. And that's what we have a lot of here at Purium as we're sharing our favorite products is eating colors of all the fruits and vegetables that we have access to. As usual, having a diet rich in fruits and veggies goes a long way in supporting our overall health when it comes to eye health. Certain foods stand out to help your vision. A good rule of thumb to keep things simple is to incorporate colorful fruits and vegetables. This includes foods such as carrots, sweet potatoes, squash, citrus, strawberries, spinach, and other fruits and vegetables of all the colors of the rainbow. And this actually helps your eyes as well as your skin and your digestion and everything else in your body. These are often rich in vitamins and minerals and can prevent macular degeneration. So those nutrients are beta carotene, lutein, omega-3 acids, vitamin A, C, and E, zeaxanthin, and zinc. So if you know about our zinc aid actually has vitamin C, A, D, and E in it. So that's a really great one to turn to when you need all these this extra support. So there's so much more that I can share from the resources that we have at Purium, but I'd love to bring on some of our guests because we have some incredible guests here that want to share what their favorite products are. So I know you all have probably seen our friend Angelo. He shares so much on his Instagram and is so inspiring to our community with all his activism that he shares. And he was our guest this last Wednesday for our lunch and learn. And so, Angelo, I'd love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite go-to superfoods?
That's a hard thing to answer right there because I love them all. I'll be honest with you. I've taken every single Purium product besides the Epigenius dog, and I think they're all great. I probably would eat the Epigenius dog too because everything in that is safe for human consumption. It's very similar to the Joint Flex and the Super Life formula, which are two of my favorites. I love the herbal combinations in some of these foods. And the one that you mentioned before, the Revive It All is something that I have been taking for quite a while. And it's near and dear to me for the fact that I am a brain tumor survivor. So anything that's going to enhance cognition, mental acuity, and brain function is right up there in my books. So that in combination, as David Sandoval recommends with the Be Energetic, which has, cordyceps mushrooms, which is a great vasodilator to bring more oxygen and nitrous oxide to the brain. Spirulina, which is in a lot of our products. I think that's one of the most common foods in most of the Purium products is spirulina because it's got so much nutrient density and chlorophyll richness. It's also the most protein rich food. So I really love anything with the deep greens. I'd say my favorite though, if a person is like on a super budget and they just want to get a few things, I would always recommend, number one, the product that Purium built the brand on is the Kamut, the green Kamut blend, which is spirulina with that wheatgrass. I think wheatgrass is one of the most potent superfoods to cleanse your blood, your liver, your organs, and to nourish your powerhouse of your cells, your mitochondria. So I love that. It also has, the Kamut also has some oat straw juice in it, oatgrass juice in it, which oatgrass is great for the brain as well. It's really good for people like myself, and I know my brand partner Veronica. We talk about benzodiazepines and the dangers of all of those. And I was on a prescription of benzodiazepines, and anyone that's been down that road, it's really hard to get off of them because they affect the GABA in your brain, which regulates your sleep cycles and your anxiety levels. And when you get if you don't know what a benzodiazepine, it's stuff like Xanax or Ativan or Klonopin, that family of drugs. So a natural way of combating that is through oatgrass juice. It's really good for it. And the superoxide dismutase that you spoke about, Naiva, I really love that. It's a very powerful antioxidant. And also, as you mentioned, we live in a world that's loaded with toxins, just environmental toxins, air, water, soil toxins, and nutrient depravity in our foods. So the fulvic humic acid blend that's in our already biodynamic foods, from the dark berry protein to the power shake, which are two staples. If someone's looking for proteins, fruits, chlorophyll richness, mineral richness, I would always recommend taking power shake in combination with the dark berry protein. That's a powerful punch. The core 4 and the ultimate lifestyle transformation packs are super cheap. I don't know anywhere else to get organic biodynamic food this cheap. So those are a few that I love. I also been recently really loving the enzyme advantage, because as we age, our bodies produce less enzymes for us to digest and break down foods. So I think it's great to supplement that in combination with the enzyme advantage with the probiotic blend that we have. Those two together are a staple combination, but it's hard to pick. Those are just a few, but all of the green foods from Purium, the green spectrum, which has cruciferous greens like broccoli, cabbage, it's all sprouted, it's loaded with iodine and zinc, and those are really great for producing a natural production of superoxide dismutase. So if you don't want to take Revive-It-All, you can still get a lot of superoxide dismutase from the green spectrum, and also from the more greens. Those are just a few. I could go on and on, but I would say if you can only pick a few, I would stick with the green drinks. The Kamut is probably my number one go-to. So yeah, I love it. I love them all, but yeah, those are a few that I highly recommend everyone out there take.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your favorite go-tos. It's so important that we know what is available here to us. We have so many different products, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. And so we really just wanted to highlight some of our very favorites so we can all learn from each other what are the favorite products that we go to. So thank you so much for sharing yours. I'm going to go ahead and invite my dear friend Unity Nguyen. She is a holistic and Chinese doctor as well as an MD, and she is going to come on and share some of her favorite superfoods that she loves to use on a daily basis.
Hey, Naiva and Million Moms. Yay, so glad to be here. Well, I'm traveling right now, so I am super grateful to have the Purium products to bring along. I'm actually on the Ultimate Lifetime Transformation this month. So I've got my basics, of course. I've got my shakes, and I've got my aminos, and I've got my biomedic, and then some of my other favorites. I ran out of Aloe Digest because it's my favorite. I find that by Chinese medicine, usually one product isn't the exact fit for everyone. And with my group that I'm doing, I find that some people have constipation, some people have diarrhea, some people are just fine with the products. And for myself, having had a very weak digestion my entire life, we're talking about health, so I hope you don't mind me talking about bowel movements. I love talking about bowel movements as an acupuncturist and doctor. So mine tend to run on the loose side. And so the Power Shake, being raw greens, it does tend to make me more loose. And so I warm it up with ginger, and I find that that really helps. So if you have any folks who are having more loose bowel movements with some of the green stuff, then warming herbs can help, like fennel, cumin, ginger. So I'm enjoying that. So this past week's group meeting, I made Aloe Digest with ginger, and it was super tasty. Everyone really liked it, and it felt good on my belly. But if somebody's running too hot, then you don't want to give them a bunch of ginger. Oh, yay, Summer, I'm glad to hear that was helpful. So I am so excited to hear about all these products, and when all of you folks are talking about it, Carmela and everyone, because I'm just learning so much, and the reiteration helps. So again, I have lots of favorites. Since I'm having some allergies, I take my zinc aid, and we love the Be Energetic. Me and my partner, he does intense yoga, and this just really helps with our endurance through an intense session. I was teaching African dance on and off, and this really helps me get through an intense session and not feel completely wiped out afterwards. Oh yeah, and I love to mix the Aloe Digest with biofruit, because you get some of the sweet and some of the tangy, and it's just super yummy. So I think I would like to highlight some of the sciencey stuff, because I like to be able to talk about the clinical evidence for the people who like that kind of thinking, like myself. So Biomedic, I'm a big fan of this stuff because of that clinical trial, and it was a small trial. I think it was 26 people, but every single person significantly changed their lab findings, and by so 2 lab markers that were looked at. Number 1, the glyphosate from Roundup, and even though I eat organic, the glyphosate evaporates into the air and rains down on all of us. So, a study in Europe showed that like 97 or above, maybe 99, so I can't remember, but in the high 90s of people tested positive for glyphosate. So yes, my friends, of us sitting here, we pretty much all have glyphosate in us. And that's not even the most dangerous chemical in Roundup. It's kind of the one that gets the attention. And it's very handy because there is a lab marker, but like the PEA is 20 times more toxic, and they call it a filler or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, don't pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, glyphosate. But at least it's a very useful marker, and is very toxic anyway. And Roundup was made as an antibacterial for the soil. So guess what it's doing for our gut? It's an antibacterial in our gut, as well as other horrible stuff. Yep, Angela says 80% of urine samples tested, we got it. And so the fact that the glyphosate marker dropped by, I think it was 76% average among this small group, really significant. And then the other marker is CRP, which was measured, and that is a marker of inflammation, and that also dropped significantly. And when your CRP is high, that's not just gut inflammation, that's like heart inflammation. That is, your joints, it's everything else, the way the gut inflammation just reverberates out through the body. So inflammation and dropping glyphosate, oh my gosh, yes. So I'm a big fan of this one. And then, yes, C-reactive protein, you got it, Angelo. And then I'll just highlight a little of the science of the amino 23. I was studying that. It was in the, I'm spacing right now. It is a book that is pretty authoritative and well-researched as a medical resource, and it mentions the aminos that super amino uses, the MAP, and physician's desk reference, PDR. Yes, thank you, Carmela and Gleneth. So the microcrystalline structure of the proteins does not require digestive enzymes. It doesn't require the pancreases, the protease. And so I've worked with a lot of folks whose digestive enzymes are shot, and so they can get the protein anyway. And I was concerned, well, if we're getting these huge loads of protein, is that going to be trouble for people with compromised kidneys? But the super aminos don't leave any traces that bother the kidneys. So just real light on the body, super easily digested. Carmela's like, yes. And then the speed of absorption. So that is available for your muscles in 23 minutes. And there's one other thing that really struck me. Oh yeah, the catabolic and anabolic pathways of energy. But basically this protein does not break down into sugars, which can add to the fats. Most other proteins do. Like if you eat too much protein, these bodybuilders are wanting to bulk up and they like load up on protein, but if they have more than their body can absorb, guess what? It actually turns into sugar. But this really nice light microcrystalline version doesn't. So yeah, I love it when the products, not only you drink it and it's like, oh man, I feel light and energetic, but you can also talk about the science of that. So I really appreciate that about our Purium goodies. So that's what I got to share today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Unity. I really appreciate your expertise and being able to share a little bit of the sciencey stuff with us about the products. And you're just so knowledgeable. So thank you so much for coming on today and sharing some of your favorites. And next, I would love to have Dominique Jeffries come on. She's a diamond with our community and somebody who's super knowledgeable, always sharing about these products and how she's helping her community. And so I'd love to have you come on and share some of your favorites with us today.
Yeah, hi Naiva, and hi everyone. So happy to be here and share how I've incorporated these foods into my lifestyle. So for the past 3 years, I've tried a lot of superfoods. My go-tos have always been the core 4 and the transformation, but lately I've really been loving the coffee protein. I've never been a coffee person ever, but I love the smell of it. And I know everything that we have on the site that Dave makes tastes amazing. So I was really intrigued to try it. I love having it like post-workout. I'll have it, warm and it just tastes like amazing. And then I feel sustained, after my workout. I've also been loving dark berry protein. I actually, I make like an acai bowl and then I'll put the powder on top and I literally just eat it with a spoon. It tastes like candy. It's so good. I've also can't beat this. It's one of my favorites. I love how much energy I get with it. And I just literally feel like this youthful energy throughout the day. So I like having that as like an afternoon pick me up. Like Angelo mentioned, the kamut has been one of my top favorite green juices since I started adding these foods into my routine. But with kamut, I love drinking it, but I also love using it as a face mask. So I usually use it with our Aloe 40X and just mix it together and I'll put it on my skin. And after, I literally feel like my skin is just like baby soft and it just feels really refreshing to know like I can use it topically and also, drink it. See from Nature is incredible. Obviously, I know a lot of people were talking about the zinc aid, which has the same ingredients in it. So that also supports, your skin and your immune system. And it's full of so many antioxidants from like exotic fruits that it's really clutch knowing that you get your nutrients, or your vitamins are sourced from ingredients that are from fruits, right? So that's one of my favorites. What else? Oh my God, apothecary, of course. That's amazing. I also have used that on my skin too, as in the face mask. I've even recommended it to a couple of my clients who've had like some inflammation on their skin. They put that on and they notice it starts to go away really quickly. But that has helped with my skin, my sleep, really helping me cleanse my liver. I was on birth control for over 10 years, so I needed a lot of support to help detoxify and clean my liver. So that has helped a lot. And then Epigenius family, I'm obsessed. It's so good. It's chocolate. I've always had a really, crazy sweet tooth growing up. So as I got older and I transitioned into eating more, plant-based, I would notice like after dinner, I would still, crave something sweet. So I love having the Epigenius as like my dessert. I'll add it either into a smoothie or I'll make it with like frozen bananas and turn it to ice cream. But it's so clutch to know that like it has biomedic in it, so I'm protecting my gut. It's sweet and it's just like literally like a chocolate dessert. So I know we usually recommend it for kids, but it's also if you're an adult, you'll probably love it just as much. So those are some of my favorites, and I could talk about the whole site, but yeah, I love all those.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. I love all the ones that you shared as well. They're every day in our life and just so important, that we continue to share this message far and wide and share with our friends and family our favorites so that way they can know what to turn to. Because as we all know, when you go to the website and we have over 64 incredible superfood blends, it can be a little overwhelming for people to figure out what they need and what they want for themselves and their family. And so as we share some of our favorites, I hope that we've inspired some of you as to some that maybe you haven't tried before and that you can incorporate into your life and your, moving forward. And so I see Sarah Crawley, I see that you've been in the chat sharing some of your tips and tricks. Would you like to share with us some of your tips and tricks and favorite superfoods before we close out?
Yeah, thank you so much for selecting me. Was not expecting that, but absolutely. One thing that I've come to realize, kind of going off of what Dominique said, is understanding that our body is biodegradable and is designed to go back to earth when we die. For as much as I use the superfoods for my internal body, I equally use it for my external body. So I love to make masks with the spirulina and Craxel chlorella. I very much love the kamut as well. And, I think everyone has such an amazing story to share with just the biomedic alone in reducing inflammation. And back when I was in high school, I had so much breakout with my skin, not understanding that it was my lifestyle. And looking back, I knew that I was suffering from leaky gut. And so the biomedic is definitely my favorite. There's so many things. I also really love the CBD. I think, there's so many products within the Purium, but I really utilize the CBD as much as I can as well with just anti-inflammatory. I also even use it on my skin and kind of trying it out to see as like a sun protectant. It's just like, it's never ending. I love everything. And I just love I go through my phases of trying one thing and another thing. I'm in the sun a lot. So super xanthan is my day-to-day go-to. I do not go my day without super xanthan and I never burn. And actually I was in a very extreme environment yesterday in a warehouse where the AC went out. So everyone was walking around being completely hot and overheating. And I had taken my cocoa hydrate and my super xanthan, and I was completely fine while everyone was just dying of heat. I was just walking around, not really being affected because I knew that my body was at its optimal health and level, and not even really being fazed by the external circumstances. So I would say super xanthan, biomedic, and I love the CBD so much. It's one of my favorites.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love that you brought CBD to the table because it's one that we don't always talk about, but it's also so important and it has so many incredible health benefits. So thanks for sharing that. And I wanted to see if you might read our pledge for us today. I'm going to go ahead and share it on our screen. You'll read it for us.
Wonderful. Thank you. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thanks for your share. Really appreciate you hopping on and sharing some of your favorites and your tips and tricks with us. And now we're going to do our call to action. So I'm going to invite all of you to grab your phones and we're going to go over to Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again so that way we can go over our call to action. So we've been going over this article from Moms Across America about appeal. Those of you who have been attending our weekly Zooms know that we've been calling out different companies that are carrying fruits and vegetables that have this new coating that does not have any scientific studies or regulations around it. And so we've gone down this list over the past couple months, and now we are at Wake Fern. So I'm going to go over to Instagram to Wake Fern, and I went down. Let me see if I can move this screen over. So you can see I went down to this image of fruits. So it's Wake Fern /food/corp. I invite you to go there right now on your phones, and then go to this image of the fruits that they have here. And right here, you can reply and just let them know that we are a large community of concerned moms and dads and humans on this planet that care about the quality of our food, and that you are concerned about the monoglycerides from the grape seeds that are extracted and processed, and this coating that has no pre-market approval and has been exempt from, any kind of scientific studies. And so it's really important that we call these companies out. And so we will put this whole script into our post in our Million Mom Movement official page, but we also just wanted to invite you to reply to this, let them know that you are also concerned, put it in your own words so that they know that we're a large community of concerned citizens. And we also wanted to call out Harp Foods, but unfortunately they have blocked all comments and messages on their posts. And so I did go to Harp Foods earlier today, and it's at Harp food stores. And on all of these articles, if you go to comment, there is 0 comments because you're unable to comment on them. So what we can do is we can actually send them a message. That's what I did through the Million Mom Movement earlier, is I sent them a message with that exact same script, telling them that we're concerned about this coating that's on their food and vegetables, because we were going to be calling them out today. And I realized that we were unable to comment on their actual Instagram comments in their feed. And so if you'd like to take it a step further, you can also take a screenshot of your comment, of your reply, post it in your stories, tag the Million Mom Movement so that we can share it with our community, and so that your community can also get inspired to call out these companies about this coating on our fruits and vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to you, Carmela, to close us out. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing all you diamonds at Diamond Club, whether it's this year or next year. I know I'll see you here in the future. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Naiva, for bringing up all these wonderful guests. And just guys, remember the appeal coating is patented, so it can't be a food. So when we call out people, it's because we do realize the science and the education behind why we're saying what we're saying. If it's patented, it's not considered food. So they're basically lying to us. So that's something you can share in the comments. I shared my reply under Naiva's, and I invite you to do the same. And please share in your post your activism by a story or a post, and tag us. Okay, so next week, I want to put in the chat, because I would love to really have our community start to RSVP to these events and start to share them. But next week we have a new product coming out. So if you have not heard, if you do not know, put in the chat a 1 if you've got a cat. Because we now have Epigenius cat for cats coming up. And I know that so many people have been asking Dave, because, the cat family of lovers are pretty strong out there. And not only do they have 1, they probably some have 15. So, the cat family lovers have been really requesting this. So please RSVP, share it on. There's so many people who need to just be connected to our solution, which is then glyphosate removal through our biomedic in there. So yeah, so I put in the chat, please share on. I don't have, I don't know if Naiva, you have that screen up to where to follow us, because we would love for you to follow us on this replay. And you can like and follow us on our Facebook group, on our Facebook official page, where the links for this particular episode is always posted. You could go back and refer to it there. But like and comment there too. We'd love to have you in our community more. Any posts that you have, we activate people through our social media. So Instagram as well. You could look for us at the Million Mom Movement and tag our handles. Million Mom Movement, hashtag I am the Million Mom Movement, or hashtag we are the Million Mom Movement. We really look for you guys out there and repost. And I see so many incredible posts shared. Angelo's one, so many incredible mamas. There's so many incredible people sharing. So just make sure to hashtag. Everything that's on our Instagram is also posted to our Facebook and Twitter accounts. So yes, we have a Twitter account if you guys are active on there. And then of course our YouTube channel. If you've not yet subscribed or you want to share and follow up information, please share one of our replays. And with that, I'm complete. I do look forward to seeing everybody at the next Diamond Club. And thank you all for being here. Blessings.